Okay, well, take a look at this headline. Harry and Meghan are accused of trying to gag teachers and students at NYC school. Now, that headline could be open to all kinds of wild misinterpretation. I have to admit, when I first saw it, I thought, oh no, Harry's having an episode. This time there are hostages. But no, they've been accused of trying to gag in the old-fashioned, non-sexy sense. They didn't want the school they visited back in 2021. They wanted to prohibit them from making any negative social media posts now or in the future. Oh, I see what you're doing, Daily Mail. Trying to rile up the peasants again. Well, it worked! I like to imagine that the officers at the Daily Mail are somewhat similar to the cage in Pinky and the Brain. Some underpaid, obsequious intern trying to gauge what the senior editor wants from them. What shall we write about tonight, sir? Same thing we write about every night. Something to fuck off the plebs! Now, I know it's not really for me to say, but I feel that tonight's episode contains some real classic Daniel Boland. Because what I have on my hands here is a really humorless, sanctimonious piece of journalism from the Daily Mail. Of course, as ever, hidden within all that holier-than-thou nonsense, there is a lot of comedy gold, which I'm going to be sifting out for you. And there's a couple of lovely videos to watch, which you're going to love. Anyway, let's get into the article. So, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have been accused of trying to gag teachers and students at a New York school they visited 2 years ago. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex visited Public School 123. Oh, that's about as Soviet sounding as it gets. Public School 123. Malia Jackson 123. ABC. You see what I did there?
It's all falling into place.
Public School 123. ABC. You and me. Malia Jackson, which is among the poorest in New York City in September 2021. How dare they? The goal! Meghan, 42, was dressed in a $5,000 suit and Cartier jewellery. Now, I don't know what's worse, the $5,000 suit or her turning up in a hoodie and a backwards baseball cap, skateboard under the arm. How do you do, fellow kids? Maybe $5,000 is a little excessive. Anyway, the point is she was dressed in a $5,000 suit and Cartier jewellery to read to second grade students from her picture book, The Bench, while Harry, 39, wore a toga as he was carried in on a litter by his oiled-up semi-naked manslaves as he was fed peeled grapes by Omid Scobie, while still somehow managing to cut a bewildered, dishevelled-looking figure.
How many of us feel battered?
I am, of course, joking. Harry, 39, sat with the children on the floor. Don't worry, we're getting to the video. We're getting there. I'm oiled up for a gossip bitching tonight. Advisors from the Archwell Foundation demanded the Harlem school sign a clause which banned anyone from making negative comments, according to The Sun. So you know it's real. I don't know, maybe there is some kind of standard clause they make institutions sign, I don't know. Would this be something out of the ordinary? I have no idea, to be honest. I've never issued an NDA. The request was also related to any posts on social media now or in the future. Sources close to the Archwell Foundation have insisted that standard practice was followed. Yeah, well, like I say, I wouldn't know. Sounds like much ado about nothing. However, the photos and the videos of Harry and Meghan interacting with all of these poor people is hilarious. I really like this guy. This guy's my fave. Get your hands off of me! Don't do the voices, Danny. Ay, no me gusta la mascarilla. Es incómoda. Couple of rebels here. Oh, someone has a strict home life. Don't make fun of the kids, Danny. You got that out of your system decades ago. Not so you would think. Anyway, should we take a look at the video? Yeah, let's have a look. Now, I don't know if it's just me, you know, I've got like an overly neurotic aversion to cringe, but all these politicians and people who have a message to peddle, you know, urban Jesuses like Meghan Markle going into schools and hugging kids. I can't think of anything more cringeworthy. I could never be in any kind of public office like that because, you know, my instinct is just to take the piss out of everyone and everything all the time. Anything that's serious or ceremonial just makes me laugh. I'd be like Donald Trump the other day saying those things about the disabled veteran. Why do you bring people like that here? No one wants to see that guy. No, I wouldn't. I could get through that. But going around hugging kids, everyone can see that's kind of fake and weird. Surely. You'd be thinking it to yourself at the time. You're like, oh God, you're hugging someone else's kids that I don't know.
So, we meet again, Miss Fulani.
Harry, that is not Ngozi Fulani. That is a 6-year-old girl.
Is it? Because she seems to know a hell of a lot more about battered women's shelters than the last time I asked her.
With Daddy and Son. Where you'll never be alone.
I don't think there is a sequence from any of the documentaries, any of the interviews, any of the things Harry and Meghan have done since leaving the royal family which better sums up what they're about. Meghan's there presenting her latest project, a picture book for kids. And so that's the thing that's going to break the glass ceiling. That's the thing that's going to make them real millionaires, take them to the next level. A picture book about daddies, you know, for kids. Yeah, that's the thing that... And Harry sat cross-legged, gawping up at her in staggered bewilderment at her genius.
She really is magic, I thought.
Glorious.
But I remember when I was a little girl, sometimes you couldn't see books and see people that looked like yourself. And the idea of representation, to be able to go, that looks like me, or that looks like me. So
yes, there was a distinct lack of slightly tanned people on the TV in the 80s and 90s when Meghan was growing up. In Estonia! In Hollywood, on the other hand...
What you talking about, lady?
I wanted to make sure that everyone felt like they were included in this book. So hopefully you're able to turn any page and go, hey, I know someone like that, or that looks like my brother, or that looks like me. I think that's really important for all of us. So I hope you guys like that too. Yeah.
Ooh, with revolutionary ideas like that, Meghan, I'd be looking over my shoulder. You know, I'd be worried because you're a heretic. Frankly, the Spanish Inquisition are going to find out, and they're not going to be best pleased. You know, I think what happens with these people who reach this echelon of society where they only mingle with multimillionaires and upwards. They must think that anyone sort of middle class and lower, anyone who's working a job is some kind of noble savage, right? That we're well-intentioned fucking idiots. We're all in tribes throwing spears at one another, and it's their duty as our rich overlords, who, you know, the enlightened, to sort of tell us noble savages, hey, stop, guys, stop the fighting. Like, I know you all look different to each other, but try to understand that you're equals. No, hear me out. Harry thinks he's in the VIP area at some
global event. So, Dame Kelly Holmes, we meet again.
Harry, it's another school child.
How dare you! She's one of the finest athletes of her generation.
Yes, I mean, I think for me, the idea of the bench is, it doesn't have to be a bench. It could be a chair. It could be any place. It's just a special place where you feel comfortable.
So in Harry's case, nowhere.
And I was at the moment witnessing my husband with our son when he had just been born, and watching that this could be a place where they could continue to grow and connect and learn. And that could be anywhere. So it's about finding that special place for you that's in your heart, and wherever you find it, to always go and reset and go, this feels good.
Yeah, I'm not sure the 5-6-year-olds that are listening to this are quite going to grasp the both literal place of the bench in the picture book that's for young children, and the figurative place in your heart, which could also be a real place where you just go, and you learn and connect and grow. I mean, I'm struggling, I've got to say.
You know, it doesn't matter who the person is in your life, if it's your friend or your mom or your dad, or maybe it's one of your siblings that just makes you feel really, really good. And you have so much creativity in each of you. So his name's Christian Robinson, and I came up with the book because I originally wrote it as a poem, and then I shared it with some friends, and they said, you know what, this story is something that could mean something to a lot of other people outside of just your husband and your family. And I think that's what's so nice, is sometimes our own personal stories can help us connect with so many other people because they experience a different version of the same thing. That's how I came up with it.
Now, I know what you're thinking here. Harry hugging all the kids. Oh, what a lovely moment, right? Touching. But it quickly becomes a little bit too much for Harry. His PTSD kicked in, I think. Or flashbacks from some bad ketamine trip. Okay, so here begins a great struggle for freedom. He starts thrashing around like a mad fish. And here's where it starts to all get really out of hand. Okay, so a silly video, but there was one other thing that sort of caught my attention from the article, and that was that the NYC school's press secretary, Danielle Filson, didn't want them to mention the bench while Meghan was doing the talk at the school because, well, she thought it would be a little bit too promotion-y, to put it in her words, apparently. So she didn't really want her talking about her picture book while she was doing the talk, apparently. But then again, I mean, this all sounds like hearsay and nonsense to me. God knows, God cares. As I say, why does everyone take this so seriously? Why does everyone care? It's just, I find it hilarious watching these two going around trying to make a go of everything, you know, picture books, documentaries, podcasts, and just completely failing at everything. I find it hilarious, and I wish them all the best. I hope they keep trying. That's all I can say. Could we get 5,000 likes on the video, please? A seal opera. Oh, God, what have I been reduced to? I didn't buy the seal just for the video, by the way. This is my son. My son. I do it for my son now. Yeah. I don't know, I might make a video showing you the reading. Meghan reading her book, The Bench. Would you like that? I think I would like that. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, all the rest of it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.